My name is Phil Dawson. I am a geophysicist at the California Volcano Observatory. My father inspired me to be a scientist. He was my hero, a geologist, an engineer, and a teacher. Our family trips were frequently geology field trips. Our car was often filled with rocks.
My name is Lacey Broder, and I'm a geologist in Denver, Colorado. I was first inspired to become a scientist after I realized my love of rocks and being outdoors. I realized this at a very young age, however, it didn't click until college.
I'm Barbara Coos. I'm a research ecologist at the Western Ecological Research Center in San Diego, and my interest in science was sparked by my 8th grade science teacher, Mr. Smith. And from that point on, I wanted to become just like Jane Goodall and do research on wildlife.
Hi, my name is Richard Nunn. Of all the things that inspired me to become a scientist, one of the most profound was my first visit to the Denver Museum of Nature and Science when I was about 5 years old. Nowadays, I've actually had the pleasure of collaborating with them a few times in my career.
I became a scientist because I love to explore. And now at the USGS, I get to explore places people have never been because I get to make maps of the moon. Maybe one day using our maps, you can explore these places in person.
Hi everyone, my name is Stephen Spear and I'm a research biologist at the Upper Midwest Environmental Sciences Center in La Crosse, Wisconsin. And I became a biologist because of my love of snakes, like my friend here, Xavier. Growing up, I was fascinated by them. In 7th grade, I learned that there was a job called a biologist where you could conserve and study these types of species. And I've never looked back after that.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Kramer and I'm a geophysicist in Vancouver, Washington. One of the things that inspired me to become a scientist was visiting the Natural History Museum when I was a kid. I loved their exhibits on dinosaurs and on volcanoes, and now I get to help monitor volcanoes.
Hi, I'm Susanna, Outreach Coordinator for the USGS Ecosystems Mission Area. And the person who inspired me to be a science communicator was an enthusiastic park ranger in a state park in Wisconsin.
Hi, my name is Seth Moran, and I'm a volcano seismologist with the Cascades Volcano Observatory. And the person that had the most influence on my decision to become a scientist is my grandfather, Keith Johnson, a high school chemistry teacher in Washington, D.C. He had a tremendous passion both for the discovery and the learning part of science, and he transmitted that excitement to everybody he came in contact with, including his students and me.